Hi everybody, welcome back to Barely Running Garage. I'm Gibby. Another episode of the old F100 here. Today we're going to do floor pans. We talked about in a previous episode. We got the license plates and then some Amazon floor pans I put in. Today we're going to pull all the screws out and try to do the right thing absolutely the wrong way. I put these Amazon floor pans in last year, the year before, and I just self-tapped them in. Just put screws going around it. I did trim them up. What I'm going to do now is we're going to pull all the screws back out and show you what I was covering up, and then probably not correct anything, just clean it up enough to weld it. Before I get all the screws out, I'm going to just take a Sharpie, scribe a line on where the floor pan is so we can kind of see where we got to clean up the metal. There we go. Paint marker probably would have been a little bit better, but Sharpies will work fine. All right, let's lift this pan out and see how bad it is. All right, so you can see where the coolant was coming in, and we're letting it sit in the woods for, almost 20 years, plus everything else for the rest of its life. It's just not looking great. That is an old mount to a side step, I believe. So what we'll do is nothing for this. We're just going to clean up the metal, weld it in, wash, rinse, repeat on the driver's side. Let's get after it. Okay, so what we'll do is we're just going to use a flapper wheel on the grinder. We're going to go around and take our line off, so when we put it back in there, we can just weld it into the sheet metal of what's left of the floor. So all right, just down and dirty. I know the right thing to do would be to pull the floor, cut this floor pan out, repiece it all in. I don't want to get into the structure underneath it. There's a body mount underneath this, which I'm not too worried about. Just getting it covered up. That's all we're looking to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this back seam here. Now, you don't want to run these in a full bead the whole way around. Like I said, I'm doing kind of the right thing, basically the wrong way, but when you run your bead completely around, you're putting so much heat into the metal that it starts to warp it and it'll want to distort. So you want to start in one spot, kind of we'll go around, we'll tack it in, and then we'll be using a hammer and stuff, and we'll just kind of hammer it into place as we go. Just keep your feet dry, basically going down the road. And just using I'm using a flux core welder. I don't have gas for my other MIG, so flux core will be fine. We'll just get it fired up and we'll start buzzing this in. I'm going to stick a couple screws back in to help hold this into shape. Just to help tighten the seam up going around. Well, you win some, you lose some. Today, it's a draw. The welder gave up. So we'll stick with what we got. We got our tack going around it. The floor pan's not going to come out. Way better than the hole that was in it. We'll get the trim put back on when we do the carpet and put the new seats and everything in. We'll slowly get the interior put back together. Definitely dreading the wiring. I know everybody says it's just time consuming. It's not that hard. I do have the wiring harness. It's labeled, so it won't be hopefully too bad. New door cards on. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. That's just what happens sometimes. You plan something out. I planned on welding in the floorboards, and with the welder giving out, I won't be able to finish it, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're not giving up. We'll keep moving forward. If we have to leave them self-tapped in, we'll leave them self-tapped in, or look for a deal on a welder. And if we get another one, we'll finish it up. But if not, as soon as the weather gets warmer, we'll be painting the floors with some underbody coating just to seal them up a little bit better, doing the carpet. And then we have the seats to put in and the wiring harness. I appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging out with me out here in the shop today. I'm Gibby. This has been the old Ford. And we'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one.